Once you have arrived at your WordPress dashboard, there are quite a few different things you can do. WordPress is what's called a content management system, or CMS. And what that implies, excuse me, is that you are adding content to your site, usually by the way of a post or blog post or article. So let's start there. What you want to do is click on Posts, and then you can add new. And it takes just a quick moment. There you go. Okay, in Add New Post, you're going to put your blog post title, obviously here, and it's all pretty self-explanatory. Post title. And once you hit Enter or click down in the actual content area, it creates what's called a permalink. So if you were going to give someone the direct address of this blog post, this is where you would find it. And you can change the actual title. So if I wanted to say blog post title and help, if I change it here, it's not changing here until I click edit, and now it's changed. Okay, there are two different interfaces. I prefer the text interface because it's a little more straightforward for me, but there's also the visual interface, and that gives you some different tools here that you can use if you want boldface text, italics, etc. Some of that's the same. When you type in here and the text, it looks just like a text document. Typeface is very simple in this viewer. Okay, I can make it bold. I can, insert things, do an image, have some tags, stuff like that. If you are more accustomed to using a program like Microsoft Word, then you might like the visual interface. You'll notice that the font changes. See how it becomes very simple here. Here it is formatted, and here you have tools that are a little bit more like WordPress. And this button here, toolbar toggle, actually gives you some more things that you can do to edit the type. So we're gonna type our post, type a post, and goodness sakes, get all of it done, all of our content in here. Then you have some other things you need to do. In your blog, you should have a proper category. So this is a site about construction stuff, and it's very new, so we're just adding posts. So I need a category, and I will say about OC construction as a category. We'll also have, and then click add, and now it's there. And if you want the category to show up, you want it checked. We do not want uncategorized if we can avoid it. And in fact, at some point I will delete that from this site. And let's say I want to do another category, and I want to call it home. Oops. I want to call it home exteriors. So there we go, and I would add categories. You can also have categories be underneath. So if you had a category called contracting, and then you had exteriors, interiors, garage doors, you could make contracting your parent category and have just a little bit more specificity to what you're writing. Now this first box here is the custom title tag, and when you first install WordPress, it may not show up in this exact order. I move things around so that the items that I use are closest, and the ones that I generally ignore are farther down. We're just talking about basics here. So custom title tag. See up here where it says edit post, OC construction, and there's some other stuff. A title tag is something that search engines use to help know what your content is about. So it is important to have a good one. So you can have 70 characters. Very important to SEO. And you'd be surprised. It can seem kind of difficult at first to come up with something relevant in only 70 characters, but the more you do it, the faster you get. Then you have a meta description. Now, when you search for a topic on Google, Yahoo, or Bing, usually there is a summary or a snippet underneath the title in the search results. So if you put something here then that is what the search engines will use. So you get to control what is displayed. So we are typing a post in a construction site to practice publishing on WordPress and talking about SEO and making post content the most helpful to a company. I'm not going to publish this. We're just showing you different things you can do. I usually like to have a sentence, but you don't have to. The next one is meta keywords. So just rattle off 5 to 7 keywords that are relevant to this particular article, to your company, to your website. And by keyword, I mean a word or short phrase, something that someone might use to search. So we would say construction, contractor, SEO, home, building, and I don't know, WordPress. Okay, now you separate these with commas. Over here where it says tags, you can do additional tags. And again, I like to stick with 5 to 7 tags. This is an internal tagging thing on your WordPress installation, and the meta keywords is something that Thesis does. If I've built the site for you, chances are I've put you on Thesis because it's a really solid framework. And I do usually use both places. There are lots of reasons for that that don't matter right now. So again, I might say home builder, construction, garage doors, contractor, WordPress. And again, now in this case you can hit enter or add and the tags are there. If you misspell something, which does happen occasionally, you can just remove it by clicking the X. In terms of custom template, this is an advanced thing. We're not going to worry about that now. Just stick with the default. The next and most important thing is the featured image, because this is how your article will have a picture on it connected through to the front page of whatever thesis skin. So when you click featured image, the image library that hopefully you already have built for you shows up, and you can choose any image. You can alternately, if you have something new, you can just choose a file. You can drag and drop from another folder or click here to select files and browse. I'm going to go ahead and choose this really awesome couch picture. Now over here you have the title of it, which is fine, and then you need alt text. So I want to say living room with huge red sectional gray and white decor. The reason we have alt text is so that individuals who are sight impaired are able to still know what's in the pictures, because they have a robotic reader of sorts that will actually read them, the articles, and if there's an image, the alt text tells the robot what to say so that they know it can be included too. And if you are in certain countries overseas, I'm publishing from the United States, it's actually the law that you have to have these alt tags. So it is just a good idea to start right out doing that. It saves you lots of time and hassle if and when it ever becomes required here in the United States. So get that information in there, click set featured image, and you're set. This other stuff, the meta robots, canonical URL, custom class, custom, all that stuff, the thesis stuff, you may skip unless I tell you specifically otherwise. Then what happens is you click publish and it'll say post published right up here. Since I'm not actually going to publish this thing, I'm going to click save draft. So you can see now if we go over here to all posts, now you have a list of all of the posts that are already on your site, and hopefully someday this is a nice long list. From here you can click to edit, you can trash it, you can preview how it would look on the site. So let's click preview in a new tab and go over there and see, and this is what it would look like on his site. Now obviously we need more information and the site is still under construction, but this is how a post works on a WordPress site.